Here's two hot takes. As someone who's lived my whole life of 48 years in Arizona, you will never be able to convince me that Arizona didn't get its name as an anglicized bastardization of the Spanish term for arid zone. But number two, maybe it's not a hot take. Between the proximity, history, land, people, and culture, I always considered New Mexico to be something of a sister state or brother state. But with distinct, if not complementary, personalities, unlike the rest of their sibling states carved out of Alta California, a little bit more like fraternal twins. And speaking of being carved out, they also share a very unique feature, which the very ground, or at least concrete, that I'm standing on right now. Now, because of the idiots and imbeciles which initiated a war for aggressive land grab to build a railroad, which should have been the first transcontinental railroad in the United States, which you should be able to see right about there, just a few feet away. That's a good looking for travel. But like I said, they were idiots and imbeciles, liars and cheats. And when they drew the original boundaries off the treaty, they didn't grab enough of the land that they wanted for that railroad land grab that they started the whole war for. Because they didn't get enough of the flat land that would make putting railroads in a lot easier. Because only idiots and imbeciles would try to build a transcontinental railroad across the Rocky Mountains. And so the strong-armed negotiators went back, cap in hand, about 5 years later, and with 3 possible proposals, negotiated the land that they needed to make that railroad. And the American negotiator, James Gadsden, signed the deal, and we got Gadsden's Purchase, or extended the southern boundaries of both New Mexico and Arizona. Wow, look at all that copper. Speaking of Arizona. Forever bonding Arizona and New Mexico, not just figuratively as siblings, but literally with a shared border extension that would, or at least should have fast-tracked the railroad to connect El Paso, Texas, to the terminus on the Pacific Ocean in San Diego, California. But that didn't happen because the mastermind behind the whole operation was America's first trader, Jefferson Davis. And if you're going to try to con imbeciles, liars, crooks, and thieves, you probably shouldn't be quite so obvious about it and your intentions to have a southern terminal to the Pacific